Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Blind Monk Show. I'm your host, Pyotr Yordanov, and today we're going to be looking at BTRST again for the second time because something very interesting is happening. If you remember yesterday, we were literally here looking at that one candle over here. And what I was saying is that it's super interesting because we have a low that we broke, then we came down and tested, doing this very nice rising wedge. And there's something super cool that I remember looking at yesterday, you can check in the video, that I said that there was a sitting order at 10.1. And I may remember laughing because 10.1, yeah, actually the low, as you can see, is at 10 point, damn it. Yeah, it's at 10.1. 10.104, which is literally there. And I remember also saying that, you could just build the Fibonacci. Well, Fibonacci is really going to tell you that this is, the blue line is 50%. So this is the low, this is the high, this is 50%. And what's interesting about it is that this is an interesting reversal. So we have really interesting fights going on here, where first, the bears want to make sure that it's a downward trend. So they're like, okay, we broke a support. I just remove this so that I don't confuse you. So the bears are like, okay, we broke a support. Great. Now we're testing it. We tested the second time and we count down. Beautiful. But then we spent 3 hours here because we're looking at the hourly. We spent 3 hours and there's no downward pressure. Like, this level has to be broken, and it wasn't broken. Instead, what we have is a massive bull bar, but only one bull bar. And now notice something super interesting about that bull bar is that if we take from here to here, okay, this is between the blue line and the purple line, which is between 50% and 61.8, which is reload zone. And on top of it, it's our, like, this teal line, the red line here, which is what? Which is the low of what I was saying yesterday can become a massive rectangle, which could be a reversal. So what I see here is quite interesting. It still is a battle. It still isn't confirmed. There's a couple of interesting elements. First of all, we lost a support, tried to make it as resistance, failed, came above it. Then now we've been above it and have been closing above. Like, there hasn't been any close below this layer, this area, which for now signals that there is a desire to go up. But unless if you see like a massive, and usually in those cases I want to see something big like these. Unless if you see something massive coming to the upside, yeah, this could still go down. There's this risk, but there's also like a lot of things going on because take a look at the red line. The red line is the moving average. Let's look back from the very beginning, ever since we had moving averages. Well, now we have a touch and reversal. Beautiful. I mean, beautiful for the bears. We have a touch and reversal. We have a touch and reversal. We have a touch and and then here we break. This is the first moment where we have hope. This is the first really big reaction. This is just maybe profit taking or stop loss being hit or whatever. This is also profit taking. These don't count as reversal. That doesn't count. That doesn't count. This one, it's tricky because, it came up, did 50% and came up. But it's weak because it did not take over this level. It didn't even touch it in this level, which is right here. This resistance wasn't even tested. We just didn't even bother about it. And then it came down, and that is the first time, going back to the red line, this is the first time where we started having some action at the moving average, which is like, this is so indecisive because the moving average is literally in between. Whereby now, I mean, look, just keep on following the red line, right? The moving average here, we test and go. Here we kind of test and we go. Here we test and we stop, and then we stop, we start making one close, convincing close. Here we barely have any convincing close. Like, we have one. This is the first candle, if I'm not mistaken, if you don't count these three, but that is the first candle that was completely above. It's a bit shy. It's a bit shy. It's the current hourly is annoying. It annoys me because the price came into this area and then reversed. I don't know about it. I don't know how I feel about it. So, but the point is that the bull case can be debated, and the only thing that's needed for a bull case right now to a test of at least $13 is we need to start breaking moving averages. We need to start saying, okay, we're good, now we're gonna go up. Because as long as that is not the case, and as long as these very shy low here's are holding, there's bull. If these low here's don't hold, then that is dangerous. It means we're going to be going to the downside. And if here it goes to the downside, it's going to be probably violent. And, well, I was wondering, like, maybe one thing we can make as a projection, if this goes down, is essentially using this very rectangle. Yeah, let's try and make this projection. That could be fun. I'm I'm gonna put a Fibonacci over here. So this is where we might reach, which is about $7.7. So this could be a next objective. And to give you the story behind this, it's when you're coming down and down and down, but now you have kind of a rectangle like that. It means you kind of are reloading to go down again. And usually the pattern works like, you take this from here to here, and then you copy from here to here, and this becomes at least your first objective. But sometimes you can go upward to 2 times, if not 3 times. This is when there's like massive volume and violence, and there's a lot of like despair in the markets. But I don't know. Like, I don't know if there's gonna be even more sellers. Like, this is where things can become interesting, because we might need to look at outstanding coins available. And well, I don't have data on this, so I'm not gonna bother you with it because I don't know what's going on there. So that's about it. So to recap, it seems to be interesting. The current price action with a rebound at the low of the rectangle and coming above it and just building support is very convincing for a potential bull case on the condition of breaking up. And then breaking up again with the target of reaching 13. That doesn't mean that we're going to have a full stand reversal. Yeah, could, I don't know, but this is beyond the equation. What's going to matter is how is this level going to be broken? How are we going to get to 13? What are we going to do when we get to 13? At this point on, we can start speaking about what's going to happen upward. We know that if these actually don't hold, then that's going to go down, because this is also a mini rectangle here, which can become its own rectangle there. So yeah, again, we still are indecisive. If I was trading it, I wouldn't be in either position right now, because I mean, you could try and go long, but it feels more of a gamble than an actual setup, so I won't be taking it. So with that being said, let's take a look at, I wanted to see Bitcoin, what Bitcoin is doing, because Bitcoin is doing something quite interesting here. This is kind of a wedge here. Yeah, rising wedge. Let's draw it like that, or more like a channel, and then it comes down. Also, look at this. This is so beautiful. This is a denial, swing failure. We have 1 top, 2 top. We have a couple of tops being down. They come down here, then we come down, and then there's a massive green candle to the upside. And right after this, it reverses. So this is where the swing failure looks like, because on top of just reversing, it also breaks up. So imagine you have a level, and then you come down, and then you go up to that level, you break it and return. It's like a trampoline thing. That's not good. This usually is a very strong sign of reversal. A beautiful setup would have been to just sell beneath here, and you could go with wherever you want to go as an objective. One thing in these kind of configuration I could have wanted to go for is you take the purple line of the 61.8, because when there's so much volume happening over here and then a flush. Yeah, 61.8, even 78.6 can be levels that can be interesting to touch and to play with, and to maybe just go for a quick trade. Like, if you're trading, yeah, I don't think my yeah, oopsie. Yeah, so like if you're trading, that could be something interesting to take it here. But then again, I had already here a Fibonacci being drawn again, because the price was being bullish, and it was being bullish. Can come up here, then goes down, and then it fails. And now it seems to want to also be confused, actually, to be fair, because it came up to the 50%, and then it's been having a hard time reversing. Just like this was a very beautiful swing failure, by the way. This is the opposite. Because you have this bottom over here, which is not really bottom, but let's say it's a bottom, and then it comes up like the price has done like a V. If you drop to a 5 minute to 15 minutes, you will see a V shape that happening over here. The problem though of this one is that the follow-up was just disgusting. There was no follow-up, whereby here the follow-up was like orgasmic. Excuse me. Yeah, so this says that it's an indecisive area. We kind of have a rectangle again being formed over here, where I don't know what's going to happen. Really, this is, it seems like every time I'm saying I don't know what's going to happen is because there's no real setups. I would not be putting any trades in any position, but what I would say is interesting is that we have indecisiveness both on Bitcoin and on BTRST. That can make you think, that can make you wonder. So with no further ado, I'm not going to take more time. Let's do a quick recap. Bitcoin seems in a no trading zone, if you want to be trading. I mean, you could trade the range, but that's beyond the topic. Let's go back to BTRST, going on the hourly. What we have is a very shy confirmation of potential reversal into building that rectangle, maybe potentially going upward. But it will have to be confirmed in the future days, and we should not be losing $10 at all. There's a very interesting order sitting at 10.15. Actually. That's very interesting because this is also with this reversed. And I'm saying it's very interesting because this is where we start to get with something that does not normally happen in smaller coins, is that this could be an institutional order. This could be someone who knows something and they're willing to, they want to buy the market, but they can't buy. So like, let's put it this way. When you're here, look at the volume. This is the volume, all right? When you're here, look at the volume. It's 15, it's 30, it's 15, it's 30. Let's say you have 100,000 coins that you want to buy. You want to add to your book. You can't buy them because if you do buy them in this hour, you just buy the whole book. So let's say this is where your price wants to be. Yeah, but I'm not convinced about the volume that was happening here. Even though, wow, 34,000 on the small candle and 30,000 on these. There's a lot of exchange of hands happening on actually two looking dojis, which we don't have on the other dojis. So something was happening over this area that actually aligns with what's happening over 10.15, which is not super great. It could either mean that this might be an attraction for the price to come in here, but if it does come in here and this wants to be a double bottom, it has to be violent. These guys should not go away. These orders have to defend over and over and over. It's going to be very interesting to see to what extent this is actually going to play, and if this is going to lead to a, well, at least temporary upfront, because, you know, this rectangle is 25%, so, you know, it's something. So again, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon for the next one. Cheers.